On August 31, 2025, one of the most known cheats in TF2 history began its downfall after one simple post. But how did it come to this conclusion, and what does it mean? Regen didn't happen overnight. The earliest footprints go back to 2018, selling an H1Z1 hack under the same banner of Regen solution. You had paid features and some promises to expand for the mere price of $300. By early 2019, that branding showed on Rainbow Six Siege forums. And by 2020, the TF2 product page exists on the website. It was basically a brand learning how to package cheating like a software. And at that point, Regen felt more like some sort of polished platform rather than a back alley download. Regen's pitch and idea was fairly simple. It was to pair power with intel. Beyond the useful toggles, the TF2 page was boasting about a non-cheater style of detections and flagging and a bundle of automation features. The idea was to look like a software, to speak like a software, and to document its own loader errors by name. Every platform has characters. Regen had two. Dr. Rudd, who was the main dev of Regen, and he was the one basically creating the experience around the cheat, and Senator, who was the platform architect. In his own words, he built the backend, the loaders, the DRM, the networking, the authentications, the billing, plus a sort of TF2 backend system. Basically, he was the one with the keys to the building. Shortly, we had two kinds of powers, one who shapes the experience, the other who controls the access. And when those powers split, users don't just lose the features, but they also lose the literal door to access them. On August 31, Dr. Rudd resigned. And he says that he shut down the servers to stop payment for something that could break after updates. He also adds that refunds were never in his hands in the first place, and that Senator controlled both services and payment. It was one post, and the story changes overnight. A few hours later, Senator responds that there was no exit, that Regen would operate as usual, and he sketched the origin of the software, the beginning 2016, the version 1 in 2020, and the version 2 in 2022, while also reasserting his ownership of the platform stack. We had here two statements, and one matching between them. Around September 10th, September 12th, a post from Senator appears to say that the service was resumed. It was in theory back to normal, with the line that he had fixed intermittent bugs related to too many logged-in requests. So on the paper, the lights were green and the cheat was functional. Yeah, on the paper. Many people still had the issue to connect to the master server, because on the ground, many users still hit that specific wall of not being able to connect to the master server, which means that there was still some issues related to Regen servers, and it was not working, and it still not work after roughly 10 days. Then an uncomfortable bit appears. A discount of 20% was launched around September 10th for the subscriptions, the same days as the post for the service being resumed. And you also had the lifetime tier who reappears alongside the discount. Sales are normal when things are stable. During a public split, and with continuing authentication trouble, something tends to change. To be precise, Senator explicitly denied any exit scam, but since how there is some sales, some discount, the lifetime who is coming back, and some ongoing logging issues, it basically checks the classic exit boxes. And in any underground software, you have front load revenue while the value delivery is uncertain. Obviously, that doesn't prove that this current case is an exit scam, but it does raise a buyer risk. You can hear the tone change in the threads. Some people speak about refunds, some say they have given up, and some people even speak about exiting Regen. When you have a patch note that says that you have fixed the login, but people still can't connect to the master servers, and it's a bit suspicious, you know. And it leads to two main risks. The first one is obviously a money risk. Running sale and a revived lifetime, basically, while a chunk of users can't authenticate, is either a chargeback bullet or someone who tried to run away with the money. Because if the Dr. Rudd never handled the payment and said he had some issues with the last few payments during the month, then yeah, it's a bit suspicious. And on the other hand, you had Senator who said that the service continue, but it doesn't seem to be able to fix his loader. The second risk is a security risk. It's common knowledge that Tyrion cheat scenes are magnets for info stealers. You have some loader errors loops, some people who can try some unofficial fix, re-upload, the lures. You have plenty of ways to steal data and information with those cheats. And the worst part is that could even eventually come from Senator himself if he was doing that. He could just, if he wanted to, run away with the money and put the malware into the cheat who is already on the downfall. Rijin scaled by pairing power with the appearance of a professional platform. You had docs, update, a polished forum, and a centralizations who was also the downfall of the software. As of today, we just have recent notice, loader hotfix, discount, lifetime with back, but also the master server will still display errors. So it's best to assume that Regen is unstable and unsafe. You don't know if the owner could add any form of malware or not into it. It's a possibility. You just run with your data or with the money and you couldn't do much about it. So the only thing I can say is just be careful, and that was a story about Rijin Downfall. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.